Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man Legends. So we're confronted with the choice here of whether or not to go back to City Hall. Yeah, let's oblige and say
Roger.
yes.
I'll head back to City Hall.
If only we'd known there was someone like him here in the first place. We won't fail next time. We'll ambush him, concentrate our firepower on him. We won't cut him any slack just because we outnumber him. That kid's going down.
Just wait till you see, Teasel. I've got a new robot I've been wanting to build that'll do the trick. That'll teach him.
This time, we get rid of Blue Boy for sure, and get that treasure!
Ow! This coffee sure tastes good.
Mega Man, good going! You showed those pirates who's boss!
How can I thank you? You've done so much for us. I hope this will convince those pirates to give up. I'm afraid to think what might happen if they get their hands on the treasure. The legends say a horrible disaster will occur if it's ever unearthed. Even if that's just a myth, lately we've been detecting increased activity underground. The Reaverbots are apparently activating of their own accord. It has me concerned. Maybe there's some truth to those stories about a horrible disaster. I wonder. Mega Man, would you be willing to explore the caves and dungeons on the island and see if you can find anything? You will? Oh, thank you so much. Here, you'll need this. Only the best diggers are able to get a Class A license. The best of the best. With that license, you'll be able to get into the sealed-off sites. The ones those pirates have been trying to break into. I give you my permission to dig in the island's subgates. Just let me know if you find anything that can tell us about the treasure or that disaster that's supposed to happen if the treasure's disturbed. And I hate to mention this, but if while you're digging, you find anything of value, it would mean a lot to us if you could donate it to help with the restoration of the city. Thank you again. Be careful.
Alright, so it looks like we've learned that there's this great disaster. It was briefly mentioned before, but now it looks like Reaverbots are activating on their own will down in the ruins, and we have been sent to go check it out. So, yeah, she mentioned donating to the city. You can do that at this point. Let's see. Yeah, it gives you different options. We don't really have that much to repair, depending on how much the city got damaged in your last few battles. The Feldinand in the downtown area, and then the obviously the two battles in the uptown area, or the City Hall area. So yeah, I mean, if they damage like the bank or the police station, those would be available here too, but we don't really have that much to pay for. I'm not going to bother with it right now. I probably will later, but it's not really even required to fully restore everything, so it's not really that big of a deal if you just kind of skip over it. And money isn't really in the greatest supply right now. I could really be spending it on a lot of better things, you know. Okay, so now that we're out of City Hall, we've got a new objective, and we're pretty much just let loose here. The first thing I'm going to do is go into the support car, get ourselves charged up with data here, and also we can use one of the parts that we picked up in the last part in order to make a new special weapon. So let's go to item development, and Roll will kind of scrounge around with what we got. And if she can make something, then she tells us the cannon kit was used to make the Powered Buster special weapon, which is pretty cool. There, I was able to make you a new weapon. This weapon has a really long range and a pretty good punch, but its rate of fire isn't that great. Don't forget that when you get into a fight. Yep, so now that we've got another weapon, we can go to our special weapons menu here and change up. And we can scroll on through here to find the Powered Buster. And which is pretty cool. It's also very, very, like, large. It's really obvious once we get out there and using it. It's also probably worth enhancing a little bit. I wouldn't really spend all your money on it because there's also a few other things we want to be picking up. But increasing firepower is probably a good idea. And I think I'm just gonna, as you can see, it gets increasingly more expensive. Now it costs 11,000 to upgrade it again. So these can get a little bit pricey, especially as you get into the better weapons. So it's good to kind of save up for those because they can really help you out a lot if you upgrade them right. Alright, what do I want to do next? You know, we could actually, yeah, let's use the support car, because I want to see, I think the junk shop is actually selling some new stuff now. I'm not really sure, but we can use the car and take us to downtown, sort of, you know, skip the walk there. And then after we go to the junk shop, we're pretty much just going to go back down to the forest and go into the first subgate, really. There's a few other things we have to do before then, but obviously we'll get to it when we get there. Okay, so let's go back into the market here. And thankfully the junk shop is just like right next to this door, so we can just run in real quick and see if they've got anything. They should by this point, I think. And some of the people have started to come back now, so that's also good. Alright, what you got? Ooh, yeah, alright. So one thing they're selling here is the Flak Jacket, which reduces damage by 1/4. But at this point, as you can see, that's going to take pretty much all of our money. So let's see if they've got any better buster parts for me right now. Well, to be honest, not really, so what do you know? Let's go ahead and just spend the money on the Flak Jacket. Might as well. It's always good to have a little bit of damage reduction on us. But make sure if you do actually buy this jacket that you go into special items and equip it. It doesn't automatically do it for you. You've got to put it on. I don't know why you wouldn't want to, but whatever. Should do it automatically. It's easy to forget, but just remember that. Okay, so now that we've bought one upgrade, we're going to be heading back down into the forest where the flutter is and go on south from there, actually. So the quickest way to get there is to go back into the support car. I could have used the walkie-talkie special item, but I just wasn't thinking about it. I was talking, so there we go. So let's get in the support car and head for Carden Forest. And here we are. Alright, so let's get out of here. And yeah, there you can see there's the powered buster. I mean, look at that. Like I said, it's very obvious when you have it equipped, so it's pretty cool stuff. And whenever you fire it, boom. Awesome. Yeah, so yeah, it's a pretty good special weapon. It's not bad for this point in the game. It's much, much better than the landmines, so I would advise you equip it here if you got it. Alright, so where we're actually going to go now is we're going to take a long trip for a seemingly unimportant item at the moment. But what we're going to pick up here is actually pretty much going to be used in getting like the very, very final best ultimate special weapon. So it's a good thing that we're going in here to get this now. Of course, you could do this at any time, but since we're already here and on the way, you know, I figure we might as well do it now. Whoa. Yeah, so this room can get a little bit annoying. There's I think there's 3 of these guys. There might just be 2. It looks like there's just 2. But yeah, there's a bunch of these guys hanging around. You can kill them if you want, but if you don't feel like spending the time, you can just kind of go over here and through the doorway. And yeah, watch out for these guys. They don't really do too much damage, but they actually drop quite a lot of money if you defeat them, so they're worth taking on. And basically just don't get hit by the explosive robots like that. Okay, so let's go on through the door here. And it shouldn't be too much further. Yeah, we're going to go through this passageway here and then be taken up to the 2nd level. And now we kind of have some traps we have to watch out for. Don't get hit by those things. Those things will take off like half your health bar if you get hit by them, seriously. So, they're pretty easy to avoid. I would advise you do so. But as we go in here, this is a pretty cool room. What I'm doing actually isn't really, like, required that much. But it's cool to do, actually. Because when we come down here, we can see something's going to activate. And as it gets closer, we can see, doesn't it look kind of familiar to the very first boss that we fought? It's kind of the same thing, but it doesn't have its own like little boss arena or everything. Using the powered buster is a pretty good idea because it does quite a lot of damage. And this thing actually has quite a lot of health, especially compared to its little brother back at the beginning of the game. So, but the strategy is pretty much the same, really, once you get it here. Sometimes it'll just start rampaging around the area, and you kind of have to chase it down, which can be a little bit irritating. I'm about to run out of powered buster ammo, and I just did, but what do you know, we defeated it. So, Yeah, there you go. That's kind of a little optional boss for you, I guess. It's not really that difficult, but it's pretty cool. I think it's kind of neat that it's kind of like the big brother of the first boss we fought, you know? Anyway, whether you defeat it or not, we're going to be going through this door up here. And, whoa, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. We got some more of these things we need to be avoiding here. So, whew, wow. Oop, there we go. Alright, and once we get in here, I think this is the second to last room we're going to be coming to. We had another one of these, like, long, claustrophobic hallways to go through again. And this one's even longer than, like, any of the other ones we've gone through. And they put enemies in there, so... If you don't like enclosed spaces, you may be freaking out a little bit right now. But it's about to be remedied, because... Ah, here we are, big room. Okay, so these guys really aren't that big of a deal. We can pretty much just ignore them and pick up the chest over here, which contains quite a bit of Zenny, 2200, so that's not bad, and go on through the door. And then in this room is where we actually are getting the item we came in here for. So yeah, like I said, it's a pretty long trip, but worth it in the end for sure, especially once you get to the end of the game. It can actually make that weapon. it kills things so fast, it's amazing. Okay, so where the item is I believe over in this hole on the wall to the right. Yes, the old shield. So... We're not going to be using it directly, but it's going to be, let's just say it is a key component. I mean, you have to get, like, all of the associated items with it. We'll get into that a little bit more once we start picking up a few more of them and learn what they're actually used for. But for now, just know we picked up the old shield, and that's what we were coming here for. Alright, so we got another trap box here. So you just stand to the side and blow it up, and this one usually drops quite a bit of money as well, so that's pretty good. Let's see what we're up to now. Yeah, 7620, so we've already gained back most of our money that we just spent. And if we go here, we can destroy this little beacon, and this is actually like one of the first rooms we came into. The two like robots are down there, and we just came in through that little green dot up there. That's actually where we came in from. So we've kind of just made a big circle. If we want to go through here, we can actually destroy these boxes, and eventually if you keep following on this path, this would take you to the ruins that were outside the Apple Market. Remember where we saved the guy the first time from the worms? It'll take you back through those little ruins. So you can kind of make a little path through there. You can also pick up a Buster unit in that chest, which is pretty good. We're going to be putting it on in place of the Power Razor, because not only does it give us the same attack, but it ups our range a little bit as well. So that's always good. But yeah, now that we've picked that stuff up, that's really all we came in here for. So let's just go back through the door and go back up, and now we can finally continue on to our destination. Alright, so now that we've finished up our lengthy little excursion, let's get moving forward. And where we need to be going is to this little area here where that woman is standing. I was looking for mushrooms on the other side of the passage when a tank rolled up out of nowhere. I'm getting out of here. Whoa! Holy crap, she's moving. And goes over to that little building over there and then magically disappears. I don't know, but whatever. Alright, so we need to be heading on through this little passageway here, but we're about to run out of time, sort of, so I'm going to go ahead and end the part. In the next part, we will go on through here. So until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.